everybody, it's Tas and welcome back to my channel. Today I am redoing my Polly Pockets house that I made on my channel I think like a week ago now. What I did is I went on Twitter and ran a poll and asked you guys which of your favorite Disney movie was out of, I think the choices were Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and The Little Mermaid. And surprisingly enough, The Little Mermaid won, which I didn't think it was going to because it just seems like everybody loves Beauty and the Beast more than most of the Disney movies. So I was kind of excited because, as you know probably, Little Mermaid is my ultimate favorite Disney movie, and it's probably the one that I've seen the most often. It's just the one that I adore. So I was excited because Polly Pocket used to have like a Disney line where they would just do different Disney themed little Polly Pocket compact cases, and I was looking at a whole bunch of pictures of them and I just wanted to make one really bad. So I thought, why not ask you guys which Disney movie you would want to see, and we got The Little Mermaid. So let me just say right off the bat that this is very loosely based off of the Polly Pocket compact that Disney actually released through Polly Pocket, because that one is actually shaped like a clamshell. And I will tell you, I tried. I really did. I had a clamshell going at the beginning, but it's so hard to get the top to line up. And we can't do, like, this is going to be hard to explain, but The Sims doesn't allow you to make slanted vertical walls, if that makes any sense at all. So I couldn't make a clamshell on top, so the only solution was to do a clamshell on bottom and maybe like a square on top, but that doesn't even make sense because these things are supposed to close. If you don't know what I'm building right now or what this is, or you didn't see my original Polly Pocket build, these are those little Polly Pocket compact cases from the 90s that you literally would open them up and they had like a little world in there with these little Polly Pockets that you could like move around and play with, whatever it is that you did with stuff like that back in the day when you were little and just like had an imagination. They made a whole bunch of Disney ones, they made Pokemon ones, they made like pretty much everything you can think of, and I just had so much fun doing my original Polly Pocket one. I was like, I want to do more of these. So figured I would give a Disney one a go, and I'm excited that you guys picked this one because it let me do a lot of things that I don't normally get to do in The Sims, like kind of make it look like it was underwater a little bit. So I used a lot of plants in this build just to kind of mimic the seaweed and stuff. And what I was saying was, this is resembling the Polly Pocket Ariel, like real one, but not really, because the one that they made officially is very much like super organic, and it has lots of plants and treasure, and it's not even like a world. I couldn't even see from the picture that I was using, and I mean, I did look up multiple pictures, but I couldn't see what I was even looking at, really. I have no idea what some of the pieces were in there that were supposed to be. Like, I didn't know. It didn't look like a normal house to me. So I loosely based it off of that, and the bottom, I would say, definitely resembles it a lot more, but the top is not even close to what they had going on. There was like a hammock up top, and lots of treasure, and lots of coral and stuff, and obviously we don't have things like that in The Sims, and I couldn't even find any CC for things like that. So I just kind of did whatever I wanted to, basically, and went very, like, nature, under the water, fish, ocean, and anything mermaid theme. Basically, I tried to use it in this build. I try really, really hard not to overdo these houses because they're so small, so it's hard to walk around in if you have too much stuff going on. And I feel like when they used to make these little compacts back in the day, they really didn't have that much stuff in them if you kind of like actually look at them. So I try not to like fill it, but I do think that this one is way more filled out than the other one. And if you haven't seen the original Polly Pocket house that I did that was just like plain old normal Polly, I will have it linked at the end of this video. Also, I really liked doing this, and there's something about these houses, they're quick and fun, and they let me just kind of do things that are very different. So if you have a different Disney movie that you would like to see, I might consider doing it. I think I might even do it anyway if nobody asks regardless, because I kind of really wanted to do the Beauty and the Beast one, and that's kind of unusual for me because I just prefer the Little Mermaid. So I ran this poll totally thinking that Beauty and the Beast was gonna win anyway, and then it didn't, and I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh man, I actually kind of wanted to do Beauty and the Beast. So I don't know, maybe I'll do another one, because the Beauty and the Beast one has like down on the bottom part there, it's like a ballroom, and then the top is more like part of the castle, and it's just interesting. The Aladdin one was really interesting too. It had like parts with sand, and then a part on the top that's like a balcony from the balcony scene in when Jasmine is like leaning off talking to Aladdin on the magic carpet. So they're really kind of cool, and it's just fun to do like basically an entire house that's themed around Disney without having to make the entire house, because they're just like very small areas and they don't take that long for me to decorate, which is great for me because sometimes I get into these builds and I just think for some reason that it is going to be so quick. Everything I do, I'm just like, oh, it'll take me like 20 minutes. And it never does. Like, you can see in this build surrounding some of the houses that I have built recently. To the left, we have Pallet Town. To the back corner in the left, we have my Claw Machine Arcade. And the one to the right that's kind of oddly shapen is my studio apartment. And Pallet Town took hours for literally no reason. The Claw Machine, I talked about it in my Claw Machine video. If you want to go see that, I built an entire arcade that looks like a big claw machine. That one was a nightmare and a half, probably the most nightmarish build I've ever done, and it still doesn't like 100% work properly. Like, I think there's just so much stuff on the lot that it's like glitches out. It's like, what are we gonna do with all these things? And the game like can't handle looking at that much stuff at one time. And my studio apartment, I was like, it's one room, so it's not going to take that long, and I ended up spending hours on it because I just wanted everything to be so perfect, and that's my problem. I'm like the world's worst perfectionist. Like, I'm just never happy with anything, and I need second opinions on everything I do. Like, most things I would say before they go out, I will ask Nate to look at them, and I just am so hard on myself all the time. And with this one of the things that I was like, is there too many plants? Like, is it too overwhelming? Because sometimes I can find plants to be just so texturized and so much that it's like hard to look at altogether. But that's what it was supposed to look like because it's like seaweed. So I don't know, I was just being hard on myself. But I called him over and I was like, do you think this is too much? Like, can you even tell what's going on here? And he was like, yeah, it looks fine. And it always takes things like that for me to just be like, all right, you need to calm down, because it's never as bad as you think it is. And I feel like I'm not the only one, because I will watch people like build stuff or do like live streams or just in build videos, and they talk about like how much they hated certain things too. Like, they rag on themselves. They're like, oh, I'm not sure about how this came out. And I think it's just like this really horrible feeling within the Sims community that we need to strive for perfection like at all times. And it's just not the case. Like, everybody has different building techniques. Everybody has different like styles that they like to go with. And the truth of the matter is, not everybody is going to look at every single thing that I do and like it. And what's weird to me is that, like, for example, my Evolutions video is one of my most popular videos, so I get comments all the time. And somebody, like, at first, I got an overwhelmingly positive response to the video. People loved them. It's probably my most downloaded thing from the gallery, probably also because it doesn't contain CC, but people just adored them. And I get compliments all the time, like, these are great. I got one, it was like, this is the best video on YouTube. And I was like, wow, like, that's a big compliment coming from, like, how many YouTube videos an hour get uploaded? Whatever. But yeah, thank you. And then, randomly, I think it was last week, a couple, I wouldn't say like a lot, but I got probably 5 or 6 comments within a couple of days, and they were all, like, negative towards the video. And I was like, what happened? Like, so many people were enjoying it, and then randomly I just get this burst of people that are not enjoying it and say that they don't look good, they're ugly, they don't look right, and I'm like, wow, okay, but it doesn't really, like, things like that, honestly, truly, 100% do not bother me, because I kind of value the opinion just because, like, oh, you didn't like that? You don't like the way that that looks? Well, maybe I did something wrong, like, maybe I should try something different next time. So it's constructive criticism in a way, and I don't really mind it, because the other truth of the matter is, if you don't like a video and if you don't like the way somebody did something, if you comment and tell them that, especially like, I mean, if you just comment in general, any comment or any interaction with a video is going to help the person that you are commenting on. So like, if you're not a YouTuber and you probably don't know this, in my analytics, if you thumbs down my videos, it still shows up as a good thing for my video because YouTube just sees it as an interaction and all they care about is that your videos are getting interacted with. So if you truly, truly don't like somebody's content, their video, if you don't agree with something they say, you don't like how a build came out, the best way you can hurt them is to leave them alone, believe it or not. If you comment something nasty or you thumbs down the video, you're actually helping them. Like, I was looking at my video, some of my analytics today, and thumbs down get shown the same way that thumbs up do. And YouTube's like, oh, you got more thumbs down than you usually do, and it puts you in the green. It's a good thing for you. So if you really hate the way that somebody did something, the best thing you can do, honestly, is just to leave them be. And anyway, I don't really know where I was going with all of that, but I think that I like this a lot, and it's very different. And if you would like to see another Disney one, or just any kind of Polly Pocket, or if you're sick of them and you hate it, go ahead and leave me the constructive criticism down below. I don't care. But we are at the end here, and this will be available on the gallery for download, and of course, all of the CC will be linked over on my Tumblr page. My origin ID is Theallegedsimmer, all one word. Make sure you have advanced and CC allowed checked on the left-hand side so you can find the house. And thank you all so much for watching. All of my social media is going to be linked down in the description box below. You can check me out on everything and anything. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it because it really helps me out. Hit that little bell icon below, turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time that I post. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you should subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you all next time.